Welcome to the center of the spiral. I want to introduce some basic cosmology of Qigong. It's a little bit different than our tradition. It comes out of Taoism, which is an ancient earth-based religion or philosophy, actually, in China. And it starts with the idea of the one, the circle, right? And in the philosophy, one splits into two and becomes yin and yang. Yin and yang are dynamically balanced, light and dark, still and movement. And so that's the idea of how the cosmos works, and the dynamic tension, the creative tension between yin and yang creates what the Chinese call 10,000 things. In other words, all the other energetic life force in the universe, including us. So the cycles of yin and yang move through the year, and they move through our body, and they move through our environment. And so now, as Darshini said, in the winter time is becoming peak yin, the dark, the stillness time, culminating in solstice. So it's very useful for us as human, in our human bodies, to align and to sync our bodies with that of our environment. And that's where the practice of Qigong comes in. So the different organs and meridian systems in our body also have characteristics of yin and yang, and are associated with different times of the year. So winter is aligned with the kidneys and adrenal system, and is considered a yin organ. So we'll be working about nourishing our kidney energy today. But first, I'm going to invite you to just lift your stand if you're comfortable. If you don't want to stand, you can do this sitting as well. And let your skeleton hold your body up so you can relax all your muscles. Relax your knees and your feet. Relax your neck. Relaxing your shoulders. Relaxing your chest and your upper back. Relaxing your lower back, your pelvis, your lower abdomen, your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, and your feet. Taking a deep breath, raise your arms to hold a ball of qi in your lower dantian. Now, lower dantian is your pelvic cradle. So imagine a big beach ball sitting in your pelvic cradle and extending out about 18 inches, and you're holding your arms around it. So the practice of Qigong brings Qi in and concentrates it and balances it. So what we're doing here is an exercise that nourishes your inner Qi and builds it and concentrates it. And you're just this is kind of a standing meditation, it's called. And we're gonna stand here and hold it. If your arms get tired, you can relax them. But you're visualizing this big ball of qi in your lower dantian. And you should have your elbows out, and like there's a ball under your armpits and in your elbows, because you want to be round. So kidneys are associated with the winter, with water. And in Chinese medicine, when we talk about qi, there's different kinds of qi, life force energy, and it's called jing qi. Jing qi is stored in the kidneys, and that's your original qi that you got from your parents. So you want to nourish that qi, you want to conserve it and bolster it up, particularly this time of year. Particularly when it's cold out, you want to keep your lower back warm. Wrap a scarf around your lower back if you're outside exercising. Relax your shoulders. Kidneys are also where we store our fear and anxiety or despair. So a balanced kidney qi brings calm and peace. So this exercise is for the kidneys, help to calm, give it calm and peace to the dark time into our kidneys. So relax your shoulders and bring your hands closer to your body, condensing this ball of Qi and pushing it further into your body. When your hands are about 2 inches away from your belly, you can raise them up and along belt channel to the sides and down, finger pointing forward. Now there's different little routines for different organs and meridian systems in Qigong. So we're going to do the one for kidneys, and it's accompanied with a mantra. And as you do the exercise and make the sound, the kidney sound, feel that vibration go into your kidney area. So the sound is Chu. And we start by putting the flat of our hands on our kidneys, massage them down, up, down, up, down, and then bring our hands around in front of us. Chu. Vibrating our kidneys. Up, down, up, down, up, Chu. Up, down, up, down, up, Chu. Up, down, up, down, up, Chu. One more time. Up, down, up, down, up, Chu. Part of the Qigong system is to exchange Qi with the universe. So just to start with that, once again, focus on your lower dantian area and visualize your Qi, ball of Qi in there, and allow Qi to flow into it from your environment, and direct Qi from your body to flow into it, to fill that ball of Qi in your belly. Then mentally direct that Qi down to the bottom of your body, your torso, and up your spine. Direct that ball of Qi, some line of Qi up your spine, to the big vertebrae in the back of your neck, and split that Qi into 2 flows, guiding down the center of your shoulders, arms, to Lao Gong, which is the point in the palm of your hand. Turn your palms forward, lift the ball of Qi, and as you're lifting it, you're gathering Qi from the universe and the cosmos. Open your elbows to open your chest and beam Qi into your crown, and guide it down the center of your body, your central channel. When your hands get to the level of your waist, push them out. Turn them in to hold a ball of Qi in lower dantian. Bring your hands in. And you can repeat that as much as you want. It's fun to do that in front of a tree, so you're bringing in that tree energy. The ears are also connected in the meridian system to your kidneys. Think of them as your portal for kidney energy. So let's just massage our ears, wiggle them, hold them, put your hands over them, stick your finger in your ears and pluck them out. Stimulate all of that energy. Okay, once again, close your eyes and look down your nose to your heart. And we just came out of our meditation, so kind of go back to your heart meditation with smile. We're going to smile in our heart. We're going to feel the love in our heart, the gratitude that we have in our heart. We're going to direct that smile down to our kidneys. Now visualize your kidneys, your physical organs of your kidneys, and give them a big smile. And give them some gratitude for all the work that they do for cleansing your blood, keeping your endocrine system balanced, and your water of your body moving in balance. Thank you, kidneys. This is a small part of a longer meditation in which you do the same thing to all the different organs in your body. So you're welcome to try that sometime too. Okay, open your eyes, bring your hands to prayer position. Rub your hands together to create warmth. And we're going to massage our face, just make your hands go up over your face, an inch away or so. Down, up, down, up. Curl your fingers to comb your hair from front to back. And tap your scalp if you want. And flatten your palms against the back of your neck. Bring your hands back to prayer position. Tip of your fingers, massage your eyes gently a couple times. And place your hands anywhere on your body that you feel needs some energy, where you have some pain or need some healing. And just send healing energy to that area.
We are about to start with a journey into the darkness, a journey to balance our mundane and our spiritual life, a journey into the darkness to find our inner source of light and inspiration. We'll start with a little Windleberry. To know the dark. To go into the dark with a light is to know the light. To know the dark, go dark, go without sight, and find that the dark too blooms and sings and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. So this speaks to the beauty that we can find in the darkness, because in these weeks leading up to the winter solstice, we've all noticed that the days are becoming increasingly short. We have maybe a little more difficult time getting up in the morning and find ourselves a little stressed in the evening because we didn't get quite enough done before it starts to get dark. And it can create a little bit of anxiety this time of year. So it is a natural time, because of the rhythm of the earth and our natural world. It's a natural time for us to rest and reflect, and a time to really move into the darkness and embrace it. It can stimulate a sense of fear or dread, but it is also a really rich time to feel nourished and to contemplate the light, to think about taking care of your kidneys, as Claire shared with us, to think about ways to nourish yourself and find grounding and find your inner source of light that is a little elusive at this time, your outer source of light. So you look to your inner source of light. So this is a very rich time spiritually. And it also, in order to find our balance during the shift into the winter season in particular, it's important to acknowledge the effect the seasonal pull has on our emotional state. The waning of the light is less apparent in our modern world, with electric lights blazing, holiday functions to attend, and I think it's often ignored in American culture amid the hustle of holiday shopping and merrymaking. So our inability to appreciate the gifts of the darkness, because we're so caught up with all of the stuff happening this time of year, it can often result in sort of an imbalance, and this gets termed often as seasonal depression. Our ancestors feared death and evil and all the dark powers of winter, and we fear that the darkness of war and oppression and discrimination and greed and selfishness may doom us and our planet to an eternal winter. So it's the same kind of feeling that connects us to our ancestors and connects us to all of humanity throughout time. The fear has just shifted a bit because we're not afraid of running out of food. We have grocery stores, but we still have that anxiety that comes up. So it's really good to acknowledge our fears and actively cultivate hope, trusting that the light will return. And one way to do this is to cultivate a practice that honors the darkness and affirms our connection to the source of light that is that illuminates all life. That source that is the Qi that animates everything on the planet. And it's also the source of divinity that we seek to return to. So symbolically, of course, this source is represented by the sun. And metaphorically, we're affirming our spiritual connection to the divinity within us. So humans around the planet have created rituals and ceremonies during this time that honors the light. And engaging in a practice that does this connects us to all of human society, helps us understand that human society is one and indivisible, but we have different expressions that come out, so we can appreciate the different ways in which this emerges and feel connected to everything. And it really unites us in the common human struggle that we have going on between our fears and our hopes and our dreams. So this slide, you've had a little bit of time to look at this and scrutinize it, and I'll share a little bit with you about it. We'll kind of go around clockwise with the images. This is to show that honoring the light is really a universal human experience. So we have a Jewish girl lighting a menorah during Hanukkah, and Hanukkah is the Jewish festival that lasts for 8 days. It's really a minor festival in Judaism, but it's sort of big in America because it coincides with Christmas and the holiday season. So it has a little bit more prominence in North America. But the light symbolizes the miracle of the 8 days that the temple lanterns burned with only one cruse of oil. And it was a celebration that was the rededication of the second Jewish temple in the 2nd century BC. So this practice symbolizes hope and spiritual victory, and that's
I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
The image at the top.
We can't see the picture.
That of the Festival of Floating Lanterns in Thailand, and this is usually in late November. It's the full moon of the 12th month, so the day varies. And it consists of floating, burning candles out onto water, or also having lanterns that float up to the sky. And this is a practice or a celebration that symbolizes letting go of one's fear, one's anger or hatred or transgressions or negative thoughts, just releasing that and floating it up into the air. And it symbolizes, the floating away symbolizes new beginnings and good luck. So again, this is an expression of hope that we can let go of whatever darkness dwells within us and cultivate positivity and light and hope. The next one going around the circle is the lighting of the tree in Rockefeller Plaza. So this is, I just threw this in as a shout out to the way commercialism has almost killed our inner sense of balance and connection to the light and meaning. It does sort of signify the kickoff of the shopping season in North America, but it is still something in that connects us to the rest of humanity. There's a vestige of that understanding of the light being sacred and trying to find that source of light in the darkness. And the bottom right image is a Santa Lucia celebration in Sweden. And this happens on, it's a Christian feast day that happens on December 13th, and it's practiced mainly in Italy and Scandinavia. And it was commemorating Saint Lucy or Santa Lucia, who was a young virgin martyr who cared for the Romans that were hiding in the catacombs, and she had a wreath of candles on her head so she could light her way and have her arms available to carry food and aid to the people. And she was killed for her serving in that way. And so it really, she became a saint, and then the light is symbolizing bringing the light of Christ into the world's darkness. So it was, I mean, she was bringing things to the Christians hiding in the catacombs, sorry, not the Romans. And so that celebration has taken hold all over Scandinavia, and they choose a young woman to be the Santa Lucia and carry the light. The next one is, the bottom left corner is Diwali Celebration, and this is celebrated by Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, and some Buddhists. It's the last 5 days. It lasts 5 days, and it's mid-October to mid-November. Again, symbolizing a spiritual victory of light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. And it also commemorated the return of Rama after he saved his wife Sita from Ravana, who had her imprisoned for 14 years. And on their journey flying back below, there were lights lit to light their way home. And then the center candle is, the candles are an Advent wreath, which, you know, Advent is the weeks, it's a season leading up into Christmas, and it symbolizes the coming of light in Christ. And they light a candle each Sunday leading up to Christmas, and the candles represent hope, peace, joy, and love. So there's all of these celebrations that have ancient roots but are happening now, and they are all kind of arising out of the ancient celebrations of the solstice. So I don't have any ancient pictures of people celebrating the solstice. These are modern day celebrations of solstice in different places. But this was seen as a significant prehistory event. And we know this through archaeological evidence. Marks the symbolic death and rebirth of the sun, and ancient Neolithic and Bronze Age sites such as Stonehenge and Newgrange are carefully aligned on a sight line pointing to the winter solstice, sunrise and sunset. So those are some, and you can see the spiral in the bottom left corner, and there's people greeting the sun, the new day at Stonehenge after staying awake the shortest night of the year. So what I'd like to introduce to you is a winter spiral walk that comes out of this tradition of solstice celebration. And it may seem daunting to try to figure out how to create a spiral, but there are lots of different ways to do it. And one thing you can do is create a temporary spiral of leaves outside in your yard as you're raking your yard in the fall. Just pile them into a spiral. And you can also create a permanent structure, a stone spiral, and come back year after year and honor the journey into the darkness and returning with the light. And you can also do, as we've done here at Dharmalaya, create a greenery of spirals, a spiral of greenery in an indoor space. And the spiral image is found in all cultures, ranging from the oldest primitive art to the 21st century advertising logos. The spiral is also often associated with the cycle of rebirth, time and seasons, and sometimes a spiritual journey. And it's no wonder the spiral has such powerful symbolic meaning throughout time in all cultures, because when you look at our galaxy, it's a spiral. So we're sort of children of the spiral. So it's also one of the repeating patterns in nature, and it's found in shells, flowers, pine cones, your fingertips, and galaxies. So in this honoring of the return of light into the world, we use the spiral to represent the seasonal rhythms, as well as representing the contemplative journey we take to find our own inner light. So the spiral walk symbolizes finding our light in the darkness, finding our hope in times of fear. And we are going to use the spiral walk today as a practice to engage with our inner light and bring it forth and illuminate the way for others walking the path of Dharma. So in our yogic practice, we are in our meditation doing this daily, finding the source of inner light, and moving closer and closer to the goal of living our Dharma, walking our Dharma, and being of service in the world, finding out what it is that we have to share to move society forward. So the spiral represents the forward movement. And as we begin this practice, of course, you all can't be here with us. So I'm going to describe what we're going to do, and then you can follow in your mind. We're gonna walk the spiral here, so you can follow with us virtually, and then we can we'll sing a little bit and then talk about it at the end. So walking the spiral, you can we celebrate the turning point in the year when the days become their shortest and the night is its longest, and we look for the light which comes from within. So as you enter the spiral, you will imagine yourself moving into the darkness, and as you do so, you are letting go of your grief, letting go of your challenges and your fears, anything that blocks your forward progress. So you are just laying that aside as you go into the darkness. You're going in bravely with courage in your heart and letting go of the things that no longer serve you. And when you finally come to the still point at the center, you will pause and connect with your inner source of light and wisdom. And the candle at the center of the spiral represents that inner source of illumination, of transcendence, of cosmic light, of cosmic love, whatever you want to call it, your inner spiritual guide. And you will light your candle from that source of light at the center. And then we begin the journey of coming back out into the world, leaving the darkness behind and bringing the light of hope and love into the world. And then at some point you place your candle in the pathway on your way out to illuminate the way for others.
Light is returning, although this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning, let's keep the flame of hope alive, make safe the journey through the storm. One planet is turning, circle on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Light is returning, although this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning, let's keep the light of hope alive, make safe the journey through the storm. One planet is turning, circle on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Light is returning, even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning, let's keep the flame of hope alive, make safe the journey through the storm. One planet is turning, circle on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is children home.
Now take a moment to reflect, and if you have your paper with you and you would like to write down your thoughts, this would be the time to get your paper and pen. So first, take a moment to reflect on what it is that you wanted to let go of that no longer serves you. And just think about that. And in order to really release it, go ahead and write it down. Write down a little bit of your thoughts on that, of what you're moving through. What is it that is holding you back on your journey or keeping you from sharing your gifts to the world? Just take a moment and think about that and write down your thoughts. Okay, we're going to move to the next question now. And you can always add to this later, your thoughts, if you're not quite done. Now take a moment to reflect on what it is you want to bring into your life. What are your hopes? What are you moving towards? What is it that you want to bring into your life? And take a minute or so to reflect on that. Now the last question for reflection is to imagine how the wisdom that you've gained, your hopes and dreams of what you're moving toward, how will you take that out into the world, and how is that wisdom going to benefit and support others? How are you going to move society with your light? How are you going to share that? You can have specific ideas or even just a feeling about how you want to share your light. So this is a little prayer at the end of our practice. May we find hope in the lights we kindle in this sacred time, hope in one another and in all who work to weave the web of peace and justice that spans the world. In the heart of every person on this earth burns the spark of luminous goodness. In no heart is there total darkness. May we who have walked this winter spiral by our lives and service, by our prayers and love, call forth from one another the light and the love that is hidden in every heart. Shine your light, shine on this beautiful world.
Tiny pearls spinning round precious earth, gift of life, born of love, every birth, given life on this beautiful world, given life on this beautiful world. In our hearts, breathing out, breathing in, sons and daughters from our source, we are kin. Humankind is kin on this beautiful world. Humankind is kin on this beautiful world. Every life from the sky, earth and sea is divine, has a reason to be. Honor life on this beautiful world. Honor life on this beautiful world. In the vast, here we are all as one, shining bright in her light like the sun. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on this beautiful world. Shine your light on, shine on